Hey everyone. So, if you are just chiming in, say hello, let me know where you are in the world. This is the Daily Collective reading for Wednesday, the 31st of January, 2019. And I record these a day in advance, so I'm on the 30th. I just realized tomorrow's the 31st, and I'm kind of blown away by it. This has been a fast-moving year. I love it. So many amazing things are happening. So again, this is collective. Hey, Crystal Dragons. So, if something resonates that's fabulous, put in the comments, reach out in personal message. You can find me on all social platforms. You can always book your own personal reading. And if something does not resonate, you can either let it fall away, ask for clarifications, but again, you can always book your own personal reading. Much love to you too, Starshine. Starshine. I don't know where I was going with that. All right. Hi. Hey, Hoko. Hoko, I absolutely love that you've been showing up, but I haven't been seeing you like in the personal reading part. I'm glad that you're here, but haven't seen you dropped away. Bye. All right, guys, we're kicking this off with Wisdom of the Oracle. Collette ErinLyn.Reads. Love the woman. Okay, well, tomorrow I will be doing walkthroughs. I have a few after my live tomorrow, so let me know what time you were thinking. I'll gladly do a walkthrough for you. Hey, Andreas, I think that was you who just popped up. Hi. Guys, we're kicking this off with Wisdom of the Oracle, Collette ErinLyn.Reads, and we do have a few in reverse, because wouldn't it be the case? We have in reverse, again, nothing to worry about. It's how the story marries as a whole. A leg up. Doo-doo-doo. The Fates. Exchanging gifts. Happy, happy, joy, joy. The Ren and Stimpy card. It's just what I gravitate towards. I think my matador. Hang on, Aria's coming. You hang out in the back. Well, I'm glad that you're here. We get flexible. I have to learn to be flexible. All right. And then time to go in reverse. And now I have to go because Aria wants to come in. We have a mascot. Her name's Aria. 2 seconds. Hey, homegirl. You want to come in? Come on. Ooh. Okay, so before I was in on the live, I was preparing for the live, so I was getting all my cards and everything. I was sharing an apple with Aria, and I think she came in here because she thinks I still have an apple. I shared it with her, but it's gone at this point. So she's about to see my snack betrayal. Good night, Crystal Dragons. So, all right, a leg. So it's this feeling of control. I've seen it in a lot of the readings, and it's, that big stoic front where we need to act, where we have it all together. I'm done doing this, I'm done doing that, I'm done doing the other thing, and this is how it is, this is where I'm at. And yeah, I get that you have control. Hey, Danny. All right, she realized that there's no snack in here. She's probably gonna scratch at the door in a minute. Okay. Yeah, everything that's happening in your life is fated events. And actually, I was talking to a woman earlier. They took her friend off life support, and that was a traumatic experience. The moment they took her off life support, she opened her eyes. So while that is amazing, Aria, she realized that there's no snack. You will not go and something will not happen until it is time. So, hi, Mom. So this woman was taken off life support. Everyone had said their goodbyes. Her eyes open immediately. Tell me, just how amazing is that? All right. That is a rebirth. Today she was reborn. She had physically died, took her off life support, then she opens her eyes. I loved it. That was a beautiful story, and I'm really glad that the person I was reading for shared that with me. Exchanging gifts. You don't need to hold anything back. Yes, this is not the funnest time on the planet. Yeah, my mom's on here. Yeah, her name's Leslie. Guys, again, if you are new, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and, well, hang out to the end. You might get your own personal projection. Learning to go with the ebb and flow of life. You don't need to hold back from this situation because you don't feel like you are ready, you don't feel like you've acquired the correct tools, and maybe you're making all this change up in your head. That is not the case. You are ready and you have acquired the tools. You really need to practice more faith in yourself. And I feel like in a lot of cases, people really act like everything has to be done at once or nothing at all is going to be done. Oh, thank you, Ryan. You don't have to have everything all done at once. You don't need to have over control of everything. Yes, you are part of your destiny. This is part of the journey and all that. But if you can't do everything because you can't, because you're a human being, not a human doing, you need to put that pride and ego aside because it's unhealthy at that point and ask for help. Accept help when it comes your way because there are people who can get you to your destination faster. What if you didn't do it by yourself? You're making the decisions. You're doing it with your heart. You're doing it with authenticity. Now get out of your own way and let your mind actually get the problem solving done. Thank you, Ryan. So I hope that made sense. And again, if it didn't, go ahead and ask for clarification. And you don't have to hold back on what lessons you've learned, what talents and tools and gifts you've acquired through this time strain, because everyone, again, you have finished off this chapter and now you can put that out there and you can put out the idea of how strong you have become. You have flexed those spiritual muscles, but now it's learning to truly be in with the ebb and flow in life. You know, there is a thing with being proud of yourself. It is okay to be proud of yourself. That is not the unhealthy ego. The unhealthy ego is when you won't let anyone have any sort of help in your world. And again, it's like you basically shut down. You don't need to do that. Get into the flow state. It's going to be good. So this is, again, what came out. I hope that makes sense. And see where we're going now. Let's see. I want healing with the angels. No, I don't. I want ask your guides. Sonia Chiquette. God, that was the name I keep forgetting to look up. I was thinking about it as I was getting the cards ready. Hey, if you're new to my channel, expect funny little things like that. Walk into a room, forget why I walked in there. Do that thing where I walk back out, and then I forget why I went to the room in the first place again. It's never going to be a thing I remember. It's okay. Hey, I'm actually going to be posting another video after this. I was going to do it last night, but I got knocked on my arse. It was not fun. I conked out. No. Ooh. Decisions. Ooh, someone is a muse. Not a muse. A space muse. You are someone's inspiration for some sort of artwork. Okay, 3 hearts. All right, and there's one more aside from, okay. No, it's one of those. All right, I'll take it. Why do I want so many cards tonight? What's the deal? Okay, so if you have a few hours to hang out, I'm going to decipher these cards that came out. It's a thing. Okay, so what came out? Novel. We have deprivation, self-control, suffering. God, what kind of hellfire did you just crawl through? Truth, despair. Good God. Oh my God. Every single one of these is talking about the absolute hell you just went through. I'm glad you're still here. Hey, what's up? You know, check in. Shame. Decisions. What did you choose? Are you gonna get away from that hellfire? Are you gonna actually do the self-work and healing? Boredom and discontent. Double digits. I love it. I think, I don't know if my mom is still on. Mom, I think the coldest we ever experienced in Vermont was like -50. I could be wrong. Anyone who's laughing about that little weather spiel, don't laugh. I think it was -50. We weren't allowed outside. And like I remember one time, Leisha was in negative double digits. It was when CJ was a little boy. And I think that her doorknob froze. I don't know. When I remember it, I was a little girl. We were in Milton, but I remember it was when, for Alicia, it was when she lived next to Barbo. Okay, guys, everyone, collective, holy crap. Everyone was dragged through the ringer on this. So much of yourself was given. You were used at the expense of all your resources. You were depleted, taken advantage of, emotionally wrung through the dryer. Even in a lot of cases, physically, it's absurd. I'm surprised at this that's coming through. People, you subjected yourself to a lot of pain and suffering and loss of self-control. It's like someone else governed the control over your life, and you had no other financial, emotional, or power choice in your life but to actually go through that. And this, I feel like this resulted in loss of job, loss of connections, loss of love, loss of completely of self. I feel like you watching this went through a long-winded dark night of the soul. And it's like you were the shell you were of a person. You wouldn't recognize yourself. That is why the reading started off with empowerment, no one can touch me, kiss my arse. No. First off, that's where you're at, and I get it. You boomeranged, you came back, and you came back fighting. That is awesome. Don't be so stone solid that you can't let the world... Oh God, yeah, Danny, I remember that. That was not fun. I went through another dark one, but these are things that happen in life. It's not going to be a one-time deal. You're going to have the dark nights of the soul. The point is that you got to get through it. If all you can do is lay there and bed, and that's all you can do, and I'm still glad that you're here. So decisions were made. Are you going to keep allowing yourself to be subject to this life? No. Life is about really interesting for you. A lot of opportunities are opening up, a lot of opportunity for change, a lot of overhaul and upheaval, but I don't feel like this has bad energy behind it. I feel like this is exciting, this is fruitful, it's scary as hell, but I feel like it is so much better than what you're just coming out of, and I think that you are not going to be that low again. Again, if you're ever that low and all you can do is lay there and breathe, then do that. Otherwise, I really recommend reaching out. You have been put in such a spot of discomfort and pressure that you had no other choice but to break out of that shell, and you did. So this is the novel that came out, and it is novel that you are still here. I'm proud of that. That is a really hard thing to get through. Not a lot of people, well, okay. Some people don't get through that. And you made the cognitive decision to stay and fight and know that things are going to get better. So I'm very proud of you for that. Oh, God. All right, let's see. Where are we going now? I feel like I'm listening to Destiny's Child Survivor. Hey, Jesse. All right, I was going to do Healing with the Angels, but now I'm being pulled to the Oracle of Shadows and Light from Lucy Cavendish. All right, so this standing out immediately, it is powerful personal growth. Yeah, I would say that's an understatement. So many rebirths happening right now. Just the readings I was doing earlier, actually when I did my own week projection, that was a thing. And getting centered, getting to communication. Yeah, communication is going to be fun. That's the card you want for your reading, but you can't really call on a card to specifically use. It doesn't equate to a reading at that point. You're just kind of looking at the definition of the card, goofball. Actually, I call you Captain Sassy Pants.
Two little witches.
Okay, Ryan. All right, well, if you are one of the 3 projections at the end, remember it's first come, first serve, then you shall have that. However, you are on the Zen Ed Self-Growth Academy. You have every single way of contacting me. So that's right, I said it. And it's the same in every language. All right, and I still want one more. I want this one. La-di-da, la-di-da. All right, so powerful personal growth. You miss someone, don't we all? Back off. Okay, take that back because they're all pretty snazzy. All right, I can't use all decks in the live reading because too many options doesn't give people, any sort of reason to pick any. So deal with it. Your solution. Cut the crap, Ryan. Magical space clearing time, the purge that everyone is experiencing. Then we have miracle. Is strange. Now this can speak to a few things. All right, this can speak to a few things. For one, all that work you've been doing, all that self-actualizing, all those things that you've been cutting away from your life. Now this, I've seen people just completely drop everything in their world, every single connection they've ever known, and completely shed every part of their image and just be that spiritual skeletal structure and start to rebuild. I've also seen people just very delicately start to pull away their energy from just people who may not have their best interests, but it's not necessarily an overhaul on everything. Whatever your storyline is your storyline, but you are going through this huge growth process, which again, this is talking about breaking that program. I feel like this is really finishing off the end of January. I feel like this was the month where people were pulling all those cords. I feel like February is the month of true and honest reconciliations, and that's actually mirroring here in the cards. You know, making space for the ones that you do love, those who are part of your growth, and those whose storylines are compatible to yours. And this is also saying that you have kept a distance for a while. You haven't reached out because probably you were either blocked, ghosted, or you just couldn't bear the idea of being rejected. So you pulled away and you put in that distance. You just emotionally detached from the situation, but you never truly forget that feeling and that emotion that is connected to the person. Now they could be a lover, they can be a friend, they could be just family even, but you never actually forget that person. So I do see the reconciliations coming into play. I do see people testing the waters, and I feel like this is going to be a lot of problem solving. Yeah, well, a funny thing is I was watching this astrology thing. I was talking about the end of July. Remember that moon thing and just everyone, a lot of things like fall away. That was the time to face your shadow self and all your insecurities in any person. So it wasn't just you, it wasn't just, a certain. And I feel like there's alignment going on. So whatever makes your heart speak and sing. If you're going back to school, congratulations. If you're falling back in love with someone who has been away from your life, congratulations. And if you are making space for people and events that are better suited for you, then that is amazing. But get ready for some pretty amazing miracles. Again, this is dealing with matters of the heart. What makes you expand and makes your heart sing? I'm not talking on a physical level. What? Ryan. If your heart is expanding on a physical level, that's a medical condition that you need help with. So I hope that that makes sense and take action accordingly. But again, the reconciliations that are coming in are truly matters of the heart. And I feel like for the last 6 months, people have been in excruciating pain trying to figure out what to do, how to approach the situation, or even if it was worth investigating in the first place, or are we just going to have to carry these pains for a long time? Not the case. This is what came out. These novels of stories coming out tonight, these aren't heavy laden dramatic stories. These are really hopeful and encouraging stories. Well, let's see. If this keeps loading, I'm super sorry. I'm not seeing anything on my end. Hasn't done that little circle bit. So I want to go with daily guidance from the angels. What stands out immediately is let your past go. So what's coming into play is not hold others to past conditions. Don't continuously shut them out. This is trustworthy guidance. Should I hang out here and just act like I'm not back? Oh, wow. I look up, see something really cool. Oh, good God. I already see one of the cards coming out. All right, guys. Let your past go. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Guys, how many of you remember Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls? I remember being obsessed with Ace Ventura. I thought it was the funniest thing on the planet. I don't think I could watch it at this point because I think I would just cringe throughout the whole thing, but I remember loving it so much. Trustworthy guidance. Creative project. Steady progress. Yeah, heavy commitments are being made right now, whether it's a commitment to your own self-betterment, your self-empowerment, personal growth, which I think that a lot of us are doing. I still love Jim Carrey. I love that man. You know, he's taken on a more philosophical and spiritual role in life, well, in his entertainment world. It's just that I actually appreciate about him. Oh, God. So, all right. Let go of the past. You don't need to keep carrying those pains and reliving them with you. You have trustworthy guidance to actually know what is coming into play right now. I feel like your whole universe is unfolding. You are working on so much creative ascension right now. So much soul going on. You've been getting so much as far as inspiration. There is a lot of muse to be obtained right now. There is people and situations and memories that are working to your advantage for divine creativity, something that you can actually build off of. It is that spark of inspiration that is carrying along your path, whether you are a writer or a musician or an artist, or you are working in something that is easily moldable to however you, moldable to your vision. So I feel like that is life coaching or spiritual work, you know, getting certifications in like Reiki or hypnosis or massage. I almost got my masseuse license. Almost. I got a full scholarship. The day before I was supposed to start class, I decided I didn't want my massage license. Yeah. So I might obtain it down the road, but I'm not going to be doing that at this point in time. This was like 10 years ago, though. No, we're not conducting a poll. All right, so steady progress is being made to this ultimate commitment of yours. This doesn't have to be rushed. It doesn't have to be cut and dry. This is step after step. And that's what I say in a lot of my readings. Everything does not have to be done right this instant. You have all the time in the world. You have all the time in your life. It doesn't have to be done and obtained at this moment to start doing the baby steps towards it. That is your huge commitment to yourself and this path that you are on. This is your true soul song. And I say that about any type of artistry work. It is truly your soul expressing itself, and it is a lifelong commitment. But you've gone through that grand scale cracked awakening of yours, and you have let so much fall away. This has been so much in just depleting yourself of that energy sucking gunk. And it's just the exhaustion phase of our life is pretty much over. I think we're all recuperating. I have been called Mary Poppins so much in the last few months than I ever thought possible. Don't know what it is. Well, I kind of have an idea, but I don't want to talk about it. So again, huge commitment. Huge commitments coming into play. If this is talking about reconciliation, Then again, guys, you don't have to rush this. This isn't saying that you are going to be rushing anything, but the seed has been planted and it is starting to sprout. It's like everyone was just in the dirt, in darkness for so long, and they didn't know which way to go. But all they had to understand was that they were going to reach them. And now you are starting to sprout for that beautiful plant that you are. I don't know if you're a flower, don't know if you're a fruit, don't know what you are, but that's for you to decide. You planted it. So let's look at love, because I think that's a theme. I don't know, we're getting into February. There's some holiday that deals with relationships. I don't know. Forget what it is. I think it's like, no, Halloween's in October. I forget. What? You're a rainbow rose. You are truly one of the most fabulous. Ooh, all right, immediately, engagement. Wow. Yeah. Passion. Danny, you are amazing. You saw those on Facebook. Hey, did you guys see the premiere video on Facebook? I posted it in, it was premiered in Zen Rose Garden, and it's on all the channels, and it's on YouTube. At least I think it is. And it's, as far as I know, I think it's going to be on Amazon Fire, so I loved it. My God, I love, love, love doing that, and I can't wait for the next premiere. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's on Zen Rose Garden platform. You'll find it. I'm interviewing the CEOGs of Zen Rose Garden. Their names are David and Heather. I've talked about them once or twice, maybe? No, I talk about them all the time. They are some of the most amazing people I have ever met. So pay attention to the red flags. Brian Forgione, oh my God, Brian is he's awesome. Separation, heart-to-heart conversations, religious factors, retreat, romantic feelings, and a partridge in a pear tree. Make the effort. Do it. Passion and engagement. So a lot of this is mirroring and reconciliation. I'm not even gonna bother talking about single and looking. I feel like all the singles and lookings in this are really directed into the reconciliations. Danny, you are not single and looking. You are Danny. You are awesome. So, all right, separation. There was red flags before this even came about, and this was completely overlooked. No one wanted to see it because there was so much love there. It's just that the one or both parties, I've been seeing that all the time. All right, I've actually, today I noticed that I haven't been seeing so many numbers as I have initials, so that's fun. Religious factors, retreat, so again, one or both parties was not ready for the depth of the connection. They entered into this playfully, and all right, they entered this in playfully, didn't really have any consideration of what this could be. There was just something about the other person that initially attracted them. And as you get to know one another, oh my God, I can't believe you're like this. I'm like this too. It is like two peas in a cyanide pot at that point. So after everything just is unwaveringly perfect, that is when we start to have our stuff come to the surface, our shadow self, our parts of ourselves that we've rejected, our pains through life. Those start to come to the surface. Don't know how to deal with it, but the other person is triggering it. That's not fun. So we try and squash it down, or we try and project it as to the other person being the problem. It's not the case. These are parts of our shadow self that need to be healed. So that was what was going on during the time, leading up to the separation. Those were the red flags that we were trying to overlook. But you went in separation. So this wasn't about the lack of love. It was about the fear of what it would mean to actually face our problems and create space for more of that adoration to come in, that acceptance to come in, to truly know what it means to be unconditional. And that goes for any relationship. This doesn't just have to go for romantic. This can be any relationship. When something is so perfect, you start to question if it's real or not, and then you start to wonder all the reasons why it wouldn't be real. So when going into separations, it is a hard truth to actually face yourself, because you want to go back to old conditions, but you actually can't. It's not fun. So when you are faced with looking at yourself with no outside distractions, trying to get back into an old system, you don't fit into it anymore. So, okay, you want to fangirl Brian, go what is with you and Brian tonight? He is happily married, Ryan. Goofball. He is this amazing chef, and yeah, I totally clicked with the guy. He is such a badass dude. I get it, but he's happily, no, well, I don't get the romantic part. I just see him as like a guy friend. I get that he's awesome, but chill, down girl. So, religious factor. To face yourself and to know that you can't go in a box, you have got to actually face the shadow part of yourself. So, the religious factor is your spiritual awakening, your dark night of the soul. And hey, you're at the tail end of that. Aren't you at the tail end of that? Didn't you just go through hellfire? And now it's like you are simply recuperating. Guess what? The opposing part of this is doing the same thing. It just looks different than yours. It's the same type of storyline. It is not easy. Again, reading this entire reading, I'm so glad that you're here. I mean, I'm glad that you made it through and that you were perseverant. It's just now, it is, yeah, it is time to pull back your energies, time to get back to being grounded. And what do you want in life? And this is where divine intervention starts taking place. This is where that little hidden spot of yourself starts to draw things closer. Danny, I totally hear you. I don't give a crap about any of that. To be unconditional and in love with yourself, and to put yourself on that pedestal that you so willingly deserve, that, to fall in love with yourself is to fall into a union. So that is what a lot of the reconciliations are looking for. But that reconciliation, if it even does happen, which at this point, I don't think even a lot of people care about it, to fall into union is to fall in love with your true self and to see how deserving you are of the amazing things that you want in life, and to know that it's already yours. So the more you get centered, the more yourself for the pure and awesome and majestic creature that you are, the more that you draw that in near. So this is what is drawing in, for a lot of people, the reconciliation, the counterparts. But again, it's not like that even matters now, because you are so in tune with yourself and so in sync with what your wants, needs, and desires are as a person, and you are making sure that that cup is fulfilled and that you aren't relying on someone else to fulfill that for you. So this is a huge cognitive effort on your part. This is a daily thing. You wake up and you, yes, the union within and not just exterior. That, if you rely on someone else to mirror your happiness, no, not even that. If you rely on someone else for happiness, then that has an opportunity to just walk away, because that is life. Relationships are a daily renegotiation of contracts. And I'm quoting, well, paraphrasing Crystal Fuentes on that. And every single amazing, strong person that I have been meeting, that is part of like the secret of your life, that you are deserving, and that every single day, regardless of the type of relationship, is an opportunity to renegotiate that relationship. And if the life paths aren't compatible, then you need to allow that respect and space for that person to grow. It is making for a deeper commitment in yourself and that expansion on your part, which is drawing in the mirroring aspect. Everyone deserves love, but love comes from self and realizing yourself. So yes, you are beautiful. And yeah, absolutely, Jessie. I love that. I love that so much. That is your commitment to yourself. That is the work that you're setting off from. And I'm making the Wizard of Oz reference again. That is your yellow brick road. You are finding that damn wizard. So if this is still, after all of that, if this is talking about already established partnerships, then I'm not even going to bother. No, screw that. That can even be mirrored in already established partnerships, because you can't have a relationship without a sense of self, because nothing can nothing can live that life for you. Nothing can live a happiness for you. Everything stems from yourself working out. So to fall in love with yourself, even in already committed relationships, has that mirror on the outside and gives that opportunity for a deeper and renewed commitment. If anything is a red flag, if anything doesn't match up to your vibration, that is where you are stepping in. And that is where you're putting in the boundary. What is yours? What is not yours? Not your circus, not your monkeys. You can't do things out of imposed obligation, because if you're not okay, then those who depend on you aren't going to be okay. I really hope that that made sense. Okay, so I'm going to call the reading at 37:45. I'm going to do 3 personal projections. So if, yeah, releasing is crazy. It's crazy difficult. So if you are new here, it's first come, first serve. Put your name in. I'm going to do 3 personal projections. And if something resonates, awesome. If you miss it, catch me tomorrow or catch me on the Facebook or social platforms. And you can find me on projection. I have 2 more spots. Okay, it's not just you. Danny, what was the last part that you heard? I don't know what's going on right now. I think you may have heard it, but if not, we'll see. Okay, so for the next person, I think it was Andreas. I'm back. I'm back and it's crack-a-lackin'. Well, Danny, your reading was saying that if you're talking about job opportunities, you are ready to take a leap into your career and not to actually stay in a job where you feel obligated to finish the situation. It's talking about not being so cut and dry to where you lose emotion. And if it was talking about relationships and there's masculine energy coming in, this is blessed opportunity, blessed divine intervention, and seeing if you are ready, but you're not actually sure. So this is testing the waters. Don't be emotionless in it. Stay centered, stay grounded. I know that you are not about relationships right now, but I felt it necessary to say. I want this and, okay, there's, okay, so this is for Andreas. Danny, you have every way of contacting me, so I hope that that made sense. Ooh. Why am I getting so many messages? This is obnoxious. Last one. Okay. Hi. All right. Andres, my beloved, you have a lot of messages. Mending in reverse. Peace in reverse. Message in a bottle reverse. To be fair, upright. Unfinished symphony. No place like home. Clean it up, milk and honey. So I feel like you've been breaking away from a lot of things and that you are overlooking every sign. You're doing this, hang on 1 second, Queen Bean. You're doing this because you're doing it out of fear, out of self-preservation. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to be let down. You're tired of being let down. That is a huge thing. So you are overlooking everything. You're like, no, 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 none of this. Nothing is happening right now. You feel like if something is meant to come back to you, then it'll be yours. But I feel like you are, in a way, almost trying to manipulate fate and destiny, which is not something that is able to be done. What is meant to happen will happen and will never fall away from you. So let your guard down. You don't need to have that wall up. You are in a position where you feel like you have outstayed your welcome. You have a history of trying to rescue everyone. You can't live someone's life for them. And I really hope that this makes sense. Once you take away the ownership of other people's life, you don't understand that you don't need to rescue them. They have to rescue themselves. You can give them, your loving support, but what is loving support versus taking on their burdens and responsibilities? That's for you to understand. Again, you can't live someone's life for them, and you don't have to cut them off out of self-preservation. You can love them with boundaries. Once you understand that and master that in yourself, your connections will be a lot better off, more balanced, more centered, more nurturing for you. There is a reciprocation that comes into play. So I hope that that made sense, Andreas. All right, Queen Bean. For you, I'm getting this too. Poise. Soulmates. Ah, you have soul bonds coming into play. You are ready to take a leap of faith. Oh yeah. I feel like this is, I love you too, Andreas. God, all right, Queen Bean, half the fun is not knowing all the answers. All right. There is someone who has sparked your interest, and you do know deep down how much of a role this person is going to play in your life. So, this is not change in direction. You know that you are getting in your own way with this, and that you already there. That's the thing. You already have that connection in your world. It's 100% off seeing it where it at halfway, or allows that little boundary that you have put in and keeping it away. I hope that that made sense, but you're ready to take a leap of faith. Trust yourself and don't hold your gifts back. Don't hold yourself back because you're testing the waters. There's no need to test the waters on this. This is a wonderful connection that is coming into play. You know what role it's going to play in your life. You know that this is going to be something that is going to stick around. But again, you are working on self-doubt right now. Don't keep it away wondering if it's going to overcome your test. You don't need anything to overcome your tests. But trust that this connection coming in is something that you can go swimming with, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like swimming's a thing with you. It's already there. Take the blinders off. You don't need to pass all those tests. It's not like if they're this person in my life, then this is what they're going to do. I always tell people, yeah, you can have a list, but, you know, just use it mainly as like a type of guideline. You don't have to stick to any sort of list. Know what makes you feel good. So guys, I'm going to be working on the Soulmate Twin Flame readings. I'm going to post that tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the Thursday read, which is going to be February 1st, which means that tomorrow, after everything is said and done, you're welcome, love, I will be posting the February projections, which from my understanding, holy hell, lots of love and reconciliations. We'll see how that goes. Always check your sun, your moon, your rise, your Venus. That is a fun storyline. So I'll talk to you all very soon. Until tomorrow, stay safe.